not, we shall maybe begin. Are we ready? Have I connected everything? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I'm professional like that. All right, let's go then.
It's Thursday, and we all know what that means. Yes, a show that almost always starts on time.
Hey!
The show that will never get boring arguing over semantics.
Hey!
Right, it's that show on Thursday with Ziona and Slaygon. Live on Slay Radio.
Yeah, that was a great start, wasn't it? Almost like it was planned or some shit.
Almost like we are in time.
Almost.
And I'm wondering, hello everyone, by the way, is the 21st of March?
Yeah, it's still
yes.
March.
2024. It really starts well. And yes, I wanted to ask you if we will talk to Tomsk right now.
No,
like
just we were late with the testing and whatnot, but got there in the end. So
yep, that's so
you,
yes.
You may have actually seen a few frames of Tomsk right before the intro clip started.
Yeah, well, and you may have heard us, but I guess everything needs to be tested properly, right? Is that how it works? And yes, we have a special show today because Tomsk will be our guest who has the best Amiga remix of 2023. So yes, that's what you can count on from 9 onwards, and also an exclusive that you could...
Two of them.
Yeah, one of them is from Tomsk.
Yes,
obviously. And the other one is from Rock JLD, who never released ever this track before, because the official release on YouTube, I think, will happen tomorrow. But they were kind enough to provide us like the privilege of presenting you their next Rock JLD track, very first time on the airwaves.
A rocking JLD track.
Rocking, I mean, rocking. They are rocking the things, I guess.
They are indeed.
Yes. So, and I see both of them are there on the channel as well. So hi, hi both, and yes, especially hi to Tomsk, who is already waiting in the background. But we need to warm up. We can't just get it into like the middle of everything just like that. So I guess we need to kick off this show, right?
I think that might be a good thing, so I can make sure that everything is actually running. I'm not entirely certain. We kind of got a little bit of a late start with the technical testing and whatnot, so we're running a little bit late on that.
This was a late start for all of us, but would you be able to prepare a brand new release that I just sent you?
Oh, I haven't prepared anything like that. So,
no, you haven't, but I'm just asking, would you be able to?
You would be. If you give me a second, because I haven't opened up everything on this machine.
Yes, I'm definitely giving you a second. I really was aiming to play this track today as well, because it's a nice new release of Tony Fluke Virien, and he did a Space Debris remix, and he released it, Debris. Of course I cannot pronounce this right, of course I can't. So, Space Debris remix, and this is an Amiga track, a classic one, and his iteration is very, very good. So, are we ready to kick off the show with this one?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so there it goes. Look.
Here it comes. There it goes.
There it goes.
Hoodly-doom. Hoodum. Dish.
I know you are not an Amiga man, but wasn't this instrumentation amazing?
Yeah, it was great.
Yep, it's like spot on.
Yeah,
Well,
I like it.
I guess it is a matter of taste as well, who prefers what exactly. But I like when we are kind of close or keep it faithful to the original, but definitely improved. So
Definitely improved, yes.
Definitely.
I definitely agree with that. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but Fluke has made some updates to his keyboard. It was very flashy.
all those keys flashing. Oh my God, I just feel sorry for his eyes. Right. Right, yeah. And of course, sorry that we started a bit later. We all had technical difficulties, I guess. Well, not that much me, but
Yeah, technical difficulties with my face.
yeah, that is actually very true, yes. That's me struggling before a show. No, that still doesn't do. Oh my God, that's not gonna look great. That's definitely it.
Gee, good I started to download this exclusive here because it seems to take forever. Anyway, I'll be ready when the time comes. I guess about 8:30 or so we can play it. Or maybe right before we get to Tomsk. Oh, actually, no, that's a bad idea. Because I need the same computer to do both.
Oh, actually, we can actually decide about this like off air, but
Nah.
why would we do that? We can involve everyone into this decision.
You think we're some sort of professionals?
Why would you think that? Yeah, well, how was your week, guys?
Yeah.
Ours is great, and we got a prompter, and that's kind of so weird because now we actually can talk into the camera without all the flashy screens around, which is like, I'm still getting used to this.
Yeah, and I got some use of it. I made a kind of a thank you for being nominated video for sensor design for the Meteorix Awards. So got use of the prompter for the first time. So that was excellent.
So you will be at revision.
Yes, on screen.
Yeah. Yes, because if anyone wouldn't know, revision will happen next weekend. It's the biggest demo scene party of all. I think so, at least now, if it comes to pure demo scene, because we know there is assembly as well. But yes,
isn't that demo scene, or is it more like a LAN party? Or
no, demo scene, but
assembly.
I think assembly has nowadays, and I haven't been there for a while, so not 100% what the information that I have, but I think they also had a little focus on games too, not only demo scene. But revision is definitely pure demo scene, and the biggest one with about 1,000 visitors, and it's always organized on Easter weekend. And this is also when the Meteorix Awards happen, where they annually hand out in several categories the best, intros, demos, whatnot. Well, you will see that next weekend, because obviously they will be streaming the event and you can follow everything. And yes, Slaygon will have a little announcement in the awards show.
Not an announcement.
No, well, it's an announcement,
No,
because
it's
you are
not.
announcing that you thank the people.
You don't announce a thank you.
You don't announce a thank you.
You just thank you. It's a thank you.
Oh, you people, you're so complicated. Seriously. Anyway, there will be some sort of shout out there. And,
with
yes.
emphasis on shout.
Not the out, shout in instead. Okay. Yeah, that's the plan. But where were we? We have requests, and you can also request songs.
Well, you can request shows too, but they will have to wait for another time.
Yes, because this day we do this show and not more shows than this one, which will be at least 3 hours long, right? Even if we were late. So, FS requested Fast Loaders and Last Ninja 2 Office Loader, and Well, he added live. We do not have any live version there, so. But or do you want fast loaders in your garden? Because I guess we would want that as well. That would be live, and that would be awesome.
That would be very live and very awesome.
But now we need to settle with the Office, the normal Archeo version, if that's okay.
That's okay for me, at least.
We did the thing, and we did not repair our database. And we also played this song like one of the last weeks, I remember. Yeah. So this is awkward because yes, it's the melody of Ghouls and Ghosts, and I was wondering also like Last Ninja 2, The Office, like really? I mean, maybe that was a melody used in other places as well, but then I didn't know about it.
Yeah, but Tractor does some weird shit with its database sometimes. I don't know what it is. Oh, they can't hear us, can they? 1, 2, 1, 2.
But we are unmuted. Yeah, are we?
Not my microphone. Yours.
But I don't. What? I don't get it.
Hold on. 1, 2.
Huge reverb I have.
1, 2.
I have a huge reverb, and you are barely audible. Well, no mics, and it's blinking.
Yeah, why is it blinking like that? Hold on. Now you should be able to hear us both. What the hell is going on? Hold on, just checking. Unmute. What? That works. What the hell is going on? I don't know.
I don't know, but okay.
Anyway.
Let me just at least follow what's going on here.
Yes.
And I don't want to take care of this. I want that little button there. So at least I can see what is going on.
Yes.
Thank you.
But you don't see what's going on because that button actually says nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't help for me, really.
That does, because that's where the mute and unmute things are.
Exactly, and
yes.
It was completely not blue. When we weren't audible, I did not see anything there. It was exactly looking the same. So it makes no sense to keep it that way.
Look, there, I'm muting. Unmuted.
Both of them were grey. Just saying.
Because now.
Because.
Unmuted. There we go.
Well, I
That
don't
should
believe
work.
the screen anymore. It doesn't matter.
Anyway,
so
it doesn't matter.
have fun,
Technical
Control Z.
issue.
Have fun, Control Z on Carbon-Based Life Forms concert. They
nice.
are so, and they greetings and cheers from there. So
That's very nice.
that sounds nice. We don't know how it sounds, but it probably sounds nice. I guess.
Yeah,
I can say that much.
Yeah, and I don't like Paranoid Droid anymore. He says, okay, Slaygon is now normal. The fuck? Stop.
You shouldn't be normal. Why would you be normal? Ziduder, this setup is clearly not complex enough. Add more whirly gears and blinkenlichts.
I agree. More things need to be broken.
Blinkenlichts, like kind of things like Fluke added to his synthesizer.
We like that.
Okay, let's do that then. Because you don't need to take care of enough things and you don't want to hand over any control nowadays to me, so never mind that part. I will just remain as the biodecoration here.
Biodecoration sounds like someone splattered someone's brains on the wall.
Well, in case no one else would hear about this expression, I think this might not be English if no one else heard of it, but it applies to people that are on screen or on side only because of aesthetic reasons. And yes, that might apply to any gender or whatnot, but yeah, that might be a Hungarian expression that we created. Isn't that creative, though?
It is.
So, Bottega made a Hungarian friend in the crowd, so yeah. I guess we are everywhere.
Nice.
Right. And alcohol is the glue holding the shit show together, said
sometimes
Lord Evil. And well, would you agree with that?
Shiny 6581 comes in and says, all your 6581 belongs to me, because Pete 6581 asked him earlier why he stole his 6581 appendix. Appendix? Was that what he said? I can't remember now.
Wow. Okay. Right. Where were we here?
On the left side and on the right side.
Thank you for the help. Anyway, we hope that the next track will be probably properly lined up. I'm gonna download this track. It annoys everything out of me that we don't have it as it should be. Let me check, because the mistake that kept happening in the past with Tractor is that its settings were set like if you click on a track, then it kept renaming it. It's very stupid. I don't know how or what was that.
I don't think it was a single. You could rename tracks and whatnot, but yeah, it was also some weird database stuff where it kind of shifted internally the names, so it kind of had some internal ID mapping or whatever gone wrong in there.
Yeah, I truly think
nobody cares really.
No, but we know that it's
happens.
not on Akeo, definitely not, and we need to look for
It's
other
probably
places there.
On one of the albums.
I think it's the musicology which we need to put
right,
there. So
right behind you.
It's great that we have it there, but
we can hook up the Pioneer DVD player that also plays CDs.
wow,
Just put it on the table and
That would
play
be
stuff right
something.
off of the CDs.
well, slowly it gets old school. So what are we talking about? Maybe we can just bring it in, right?
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
It's a good player.
Well, at least we settled with this one. I think Ghosts and Ghosts was the one that we enthusiastically played and barely
Very
noticed.
enthusiastically.
Yeah, I mean, I really love that track. So I don't know. I was just thinking maybe I missed something because I did not play with Last Ninja, right? So I never
me
was
either.
like familiar with the whole soundtrack.
Once I tried, but that didn't go too well.
That didn't?
No, he just kept throwing these weird metal stars at me They hurt like motherfucker. It wasn't fun to play with.
Oh, okay. Poor you.
Yeah. Then
And how many levels did you survive then?
Then he brought out the sword. That's why I have all the cuts.
So
Not
you
fun
just
to play with.
Yeah, okay. You just stopped overall
Yes.
after your injuries.
Yes.
Makes sense, I guess. So,
Play once, suffer for the rest of your life.
yeah. So, which one should we do now? Hopefully the right song. After all this.
Yeah. Let's hope the database is correct this time.
Yeah.
Maybe we should send Mackie on it.
On the database, yeah.
Because he is the database.
Yes, he is himself the database. But I think we will play iZero's request now, because that would be Krakow and Speedball Remix 2004. And he is happy that he finally found it. So, yeah.
Right, with the loop. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It sounds like I'm having sex in my head. Oh, yes, yes.
Is this all enthusiasm that you can put into it?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Foodily-dum, foodily-dum, the foodily-dum, pom pom. Oh. Foodily-dum. Hi.
Hi. Are we back now?
We are back now.
Okay. And it was enough fiddly-dum for you?
With the
fiddly-dum,
Yes.
it was enough,
Yes.
all enough, okay.
There was a few bars of foodily-dum.
That makes two of us, so...
Two foodily-dums?
No, enough for both of us for a year, so it's all good.
With a few bars of foodily-dum?
Yes, indeed, that's it. So That's how I would say it. But anyway,
Is that so?
that is so indeed.
It is.
So we are back. Thank you for requesting that. It's been a while since
Yeah, it's a lovely
we
tune.
played it. Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder where he's gone.
Krakow?
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be nice to know.
yeah.
You guys knew about him more.
Well, he did a couple of remixes and whatnot, and then he had a long pause, and then he returned and did some more, and then, well, then he just did more like original stuff. Like he was in this Music Monthly club together with a couple of other dudes.
That sounds great.
It's like, yeah, we'll do a track every month, no matter how unfinished it is. It's going to be released in a month, exact date and whatnot. So
it's a nice commitment. I like
yeah,
that.
it's,
At least it puts an end to
it
projects.
kind of forces you to, I don't know, at least release something.
Yeah.
So that was a nice thing. I don't know if he still does that. Music Monthly Club Krakow.
Yeah, for a while, demo scene parties were something like that for me. So at least it's something that you take with you, even if you are, well, even if it's not really polished enough because it was made in 1 or 2 days. But at least you don't go empty-handed, and that feels great. And many people do that, in fact. But of course, it's better to go with a polished entry.
2022 seems to be the last one that he did in the Music Monthly thing.
Wow. Okay.
So 15th every month.
Fairly recent.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's somewhere.
Well, I guess so.
Maybe he will. Oh. Nice.
I wonder if it's a remix or something.
Doesn't it say that? Probably not a remix though, because if it's a music making kind of challenge, then
There's he has a track that says Halifax Remix 2021 as well. So I don't know.
okay,
Maybe some of them are remixes, of commercial tracks. or
Well, on
whatever.
demo scene parties, usually remixes are not allowed unless it's a remix competition, because then obviously it's a different situation.
Yeah, I'll just post the link on Discord. There we go. Laurikka.com.
Laurikka.
.com.
I wouldn't guess he's Finnish at all.
Not at all. It's a very generic English name.
Yep, indeed.
Oh, Skaven is one of the dudes.
Who is doing monthly?
Yeah.
That is something. Wow.
Looks like he's done Earthwood It Rose in March. So a couple of days old.
We should play it in its full grace later on or something.
I just wanted to hear a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Because
Nice.
sounds like a track that deserves to be played.
Yeah. And I was wrong. There is a track from 2024 apparently. Yeah,
Wow.
from Krakow.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So he did not disappear.
No,
Hmm.
excellent. Good. I had
Good,
entirely
excellent.
forgot to check that. So, yeah, there's a lot of nice music on that page. So, if you want to check it, it's if you're not on Discord, go to laurikka.com/mmc.
Okay, sounds good to me. And how should we carry on now?
I don't know. Maybe forward. Oh, maybe we could play a thingy. The thingy from that there JLD and Rock and thingy.
Is this how you announce an exclusive?
It is. I can do exclusive.
No, we do this the right way. So first let's play, then a request that is... Okay, maybe the other one. Hang on a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, just contemplating here.
Yeah.
Just
it's,
how we do
it's
this.
all good. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. So, tactical change here would be Lord Evil's request following now.
Lord Evil.
Lord Evil. And that would be Eivind Sommersden and the Magic Writer. And after this song, we will get to the exclusive.
Excellent.
How about that?
that was me. Sorry. Hi, hello, hi.
What did you
I
just do?
I thought I sorted a thing out. I did not.
Okay, that's great to know. I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's fine. It's fine. I thought I muted the machine.
Okay.
But yeah, now it's muted.
Now
So
it's muted. Okay.
now it
well,
is muted.
It's gonna be interesting when we won't know when we are muted this evening, but
Oh, are we on? Yes, we are.
hopefully
I
they
need to
will,
keep an eye on that.
or they won't let us know if we are on the whole time, because then the entertainment is bigger, I guess, the factor or whatnot.
You would think. Yeah.
We had one show already when we did not have the mute button because it
that was
stopped
interesting.
working.
Quite interesting. But yeah,
So yeah, it can happen, but
it can.
hopefully it won't today. That would be a bit
We'll
inconvenient.
see. I guess.
We will, hopefully.
Hopefully we will see. Yes.
Oh no, the infamous mute button issue has returned, says Pete, but this is not that issue. This is a different mute issue.
Yeah.
That's not like that one. It is coming from there because he thinks he can just implement things here and then they will just work out of the box.
He thinks.
He thinks. But, well,
Okay.
didn't it?
Let me show you how I think things work. Say something.
Now I'm not muted. Or at least this is what we think because it. Wait, yeah.
Grey is good. Then it's open.
Yes, I know it was completely grey. Yet they couldn't hear you, only me. So
Yes.
works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Almost every time, like a professional.
90% of the times. Every 10th occasion it will refuse to work, but
Yeah.
we arrive.
60% of the time, it's 100% certain.
Let's not take this further. We have more important things to do here.
Yes, we certainly do.
Especially because the evening has arrived to the point where we have the privilege to introduce you the brand new track of Rock and JLD that they are going to have a premiere of YouTube on tomorrow. So we are first, and then the YouTube premiere. We are definitely honored by that, and you already fired up the whole thing.
Hopefully, that was kind of what I was trying to sort out earlier, but forgot to mute the thingy so I could work in peace without disturbing all the other stuff. Anyway, we'll play the exclusive by Rock and JLD, and shortly after that we will head over to their Jordiland and talk to Tomsk.
Shortly after that.
Shortly after
indeed.
that. So here is Echoes of Eternity. It's JLD and Rock. some track.
Whoa, okay.
They also released. It's a remix of their own Sid track that they released on 10th of February this year at Fjelldata. Got to number 4 in the music competition on there.
Wow. And that means that probably they still need to wait with the upload, I guess.
Yeah, until June.
RKO, because
Yeah.
obviously it needs to be in HVSC first, and
Yeah.
then it can be added as a remix. So wow, just wow.
Yes,
Wow.
I agree. Wow.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we sort of starting to get used to this kick that they give to the scene anytime they just put out something there.
Yeah, I like the idea of making a Sid, releasing it, and then making same people making a remix of their own Sid.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely. It's kind of weird. I did once the other way around. It's also weird.
You made a remix and then you did the original.
Yes, it wasn't. Well, I did a track and then I converted it to Sid, which was in a way it was great because I had the arrangement already, so I just needed to think of like how to put this into the 3 channels. But yeah, at some point I would love to get back to it actually.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, but that's needs like such a different mindset.
Yeah.
To convert yourself for 1-2 weeks, at least when you get to
convert yourself
into 3 channels. Yeah, exactly. And then the first days are always about like relearning the tool that you are using. Like, where was that? Oh right. Oh god. But yes, it's great fun.
What am I looking for? Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. I think we are about ready to.
Are we ready to?
I think we are.
So maybe we play the request and after that we go into bed mode with the thing because then.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
I think that would be the proper idea.
Start with some early Tomsk and then get the current Tomsk on air.
So yes, so the thing is that Max Levine said in the request list, Tomsk and Knucklebusters, yes, play it twice and once backwards. And he says that because this is an almost 17 minutes track, but of course we won't play 17 minutes probably, but
Tomsk would love that.
yeah, he would he would hide
That
probably.
means more music, less talk.
But we can definitely play it in a way that we play the first 5-6 minutes and then we go live. We just need to indicate it. Tomsk, pay attention to the chat.
Oh, he's listening.
Yes, hi. Pay attention to the chat, otherwise we won't be able to indicate like 20 seconds and we are on. So yes, so Max Levine's request kicks off the 2nd hour and we will be shortly back, 3 of us. And yeah, we won't play it backwards, it's gonna go forward, hopefully.
There's enough of it just going forward.
Yeah.
So And that is Tomsk in the background, and now he's also right here. Hello, Tomsk.
Almost in the foreground.
Hold on.
Hi.
Need to do one more thing here. It's kind of not. Or let's put it this way: it's rude to mute your guests. So there we go. Now you're not muted anymore.
Hello, I can't see you.
Oh yes, of course you can't. But now you can.
Hey!
Hey,
Excellent,
hi.
excellent. How are you doing? Okay?
Doing okay. A bit of a late start and all of that, but we got off the ground eventually, so that's good. Very nice to have you on here.
You
Indeed.
could just blame me. It's the easiest way.
Could have done that.
How are you today? How do you feel?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it's wow. It's Slaygon. It's been such a while. It was Hull the last time we bumped into each other,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Uh-huh.
When was that? 2019, was it? When was Hull?
Hull, yeah,
seems
it was
seems a lifetime
2019
ago,
actually.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Hold on. I'm just gonna increase the volume a little bit so we can hear you a little better. There we
That
go.
helps to talk, I
Yes,
guess.
it does certainly help. So, how you been?
Yeah, I've been all right, you know. I just had a quick look at some of the questions in the Discord chat, and oh my god, I kind of knew it would fill up with people taking the mickey out of me Geordie accent, but you know, it's one of these things.
Well, you can, I guess, just to demonstrate a little bit, take Barry Leach's first question or prompt, I guess.
Right hang on a second.
Right at the top of the channel.
Let's have a look. What is Mr. Leach in there? So, is it something about Tudor crisps?
No. Why, I lad?
Oh yeah. But Baz, can you please say, "Why, aye lad? That's a canny bag of Tudor."
There we go.
I think it was an old UK advert, and I think that the premise was that there was this sort of big sort of skyscraper thing that the kids had to deliver papers to, and the idea was his mate didn't want to deliver all the letters, so he says, "I'll give you a bag of Tudor if you deliver these." So yeah,
What is
it's
Tudor?
an old sort of Geordie advert that used to appear on UK television. But,
What is Tudor?
Tudor's it's a variety of crisps that I don't think they exist anymore.
Okay.
Wow.
I think the phrase used to be I'd climb a mountain for a bag of Tudor. So there's another one for you as well, Barry. You can take that one, mate. You can have that one for free.
Nice.
So yeah, the famous Geordie accent,
Yeah.
which
She was
When we-
nervous.
No, I was nervous before we talked for
Yeah,
the
exactly.
first time because I wasn't entirely sure what to expect, right? It's I heard Geordie accent in YouTube videos, and after that you kind of want to approach this carefully, I guess. So, but after we talked for the first time, I was actually very happy because you sounded very understandable.
It was a big relief.
Yeah, it helped.
It's reassuring to hear.
Oh my
I
God.
see you're sat in the retro room over there.
It's not started, mate. It's finished. It's finished now.
Yeah.
You know, that's me. No more Commodores. The lady next door would probably have a right go at me if I trooped any more old Commodore machines in. I've got quite a collection. It started probably about 10 years ago, and I went up into the loft and found my original C64 and a disk drive as well, and a printer and a VIC-20, I think, and I just thought, yeah, it would be nice if I had a Commodore 128 as well, and then one thing led to another, and I just I've tried to get every Commodore machine that I can that I can lay my hands on. You know, it's just the kind of thing you do, isn't it? You know, when you get to a certain age.
Yeah, exactly.
Could
What
you
kind of-
count them? How many of them are there now?
There's probably about 32 there, but they're just the display ones. I've got loads of I've got kind of loads of locked away with partial keyboards and motherboards and things like that. And it's kind of just an ongoing hobby to kind of fix them and resurrect them. Especially if people are just throwing them out. I hate to see Commodores go in the trash.
Yeah, obviously.
It shouldn't be allowed.
So all of them behind you there are working?
No.
But you tested all of them at least? You know which one?
They're kind of work in progress. So there's certain ones I know have got sort of issues, things like that. The Commodore 128 doesn't go into 80 column mode. It only runs on C64 mode. So
it's the only thing you need, so it's fine.
Yeah, there is that. But it's a decent little collection that just it got on top of us a little bit, and but I just enjoy it,
Yeah, nice LED work and everything on there.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent LED work, superb.
Yeah.
Gildan said he says that every time you talk to him, no more Commodore, and then it's just bought this beauty.
Well, there is a little bit of that, just one more, one more Commodore.
It's like me with cables. I just need that one more, one more cable.
And you have a terminal disease as well. We just figured this out this week. Slaygon has a terminal disease because he uses terminal for everything.
Yeah, it's easier.
Literally, reading a text file, terminal. That's the easiest way to read a text file. Not like double click and open it. No. Why would you do that?
It gives you a lot of extra windows to work with. It's just annoying.
So yes. You are diagnosed.
Have you guys got any of your original machines?
Yeah,
I'm sure. Sort of.
This one right here is my original.
Somewhere there.
Well, actually, it's. Hold on. Let me just do this. So this is the original. The second one, actually. The first one completely broke, so my mother got me this, and then I did a bit of a paint job. So it says sensor up there, and there's a poem back here from Growl of One Way and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been around.
Excellent. It's great to keep the. It's funny because of all of those machines that I've got there, I'll probably use the my daily driver. Is this bad boy here, which is
nice.
It's an Ultimate. And I know some people would say it's sacrilege, but the Ultimate's a really, really good machine. And Gideon has done the sort of scene proud by creating that. It's so much easier than using, a proper sort of like original C64.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I know some people would say that's sacrilege, but.
And did you ever make SIDs, actually? Like on a Commodore 64?
No, not talented enough. Next question.
Okay, that's it. We maxed it out.
Done with that.
The one that we are still playing in the background, by the way, I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway, that was made on a PlayStation 1 in Music 2000.
Yeah.
Wow, but how? Like, you need to explain this to me because I never tried to make music on PlayStation. Like,
we briefly touched on the subject with Glyn last week, but you're the professional here when it comes to that, I guess.
Yeah, like seriously, there's the console joys and everything, but how?
It's odd because Glyn was using it at the time. But I think he had the PC version, so he was running on a 386 or whatever. And I don't think I had a PC at the time, or if I did, I don't know. I just didn't have that piece of software at the time. But I had a PlayStation 1, so when Jester Entertainment via Codemasters released this program, it was a bolt out of the blue for me because nothing like that had existed on the PlayStation. It's not kind of application you would expect to find. PlayStation 1 was a gaming console.
Exactly.
So to get this piece of software and it had sort of, I don't know, whether it was 16 or 32 tracks that you could go in with a piano roll type editor. There was nothing in the way of sort of EQ or anything like that. So it was just a case of laying the notes down and doing it all by ear.
Wow.
Using a PlayStation controller as well to navigate the.
That's mind blowing. Seriously,
Wow.
I just wanted to ask, like, did you have any keyboard to help you or something? But it's wow.
Different kind of game.
This
No
puts the
keyboard.
song into a new perspective,
yeah.
perspective as well, and it's almost 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
How
I was
much
kinda
time
worried
did
you
you
were gonna
need to
play the
do
whole
this?
lot.
How long did it take you to make this?
I don't know. I think it took about 6 months because I wasn't on it all the time. I kind of, plus I didn't have any tools like SID to MIDI, anything like that. So I just kind of had to listen by ear. And I think there's an early version of SID Player which allowed you to mute the channels.
Yeah.
So I'd sort of like I'd put SID Play on and mute the channels, sort of figure out the bass line and figure out those lovely pitch bends and it just grew from there. To be honest with you, I thought it was a little bit ridiculous to try it on a PlayStation 1, but maybe that was the whole point.
Yeah, I guess. Oh my God! It's like you didn't try like a very easygoing melody or whatnot first, like a 2-minute song. No, it needed to be knuckle busters.
Well, I did. I did Delta first of all, just to see if I could, work the software.
Yeah, it's measly 3 minutes 17 seconds. I was like, yeah, this is not a challenge. Let me find a
I
challenge.
mean, no, he uploaded Delta first actually,
Yeah,
but
that's
that
what
was
he
the
said.
very exactly.
Which is 3 minutes 17 seconds.
But but you uploaded those 2 tracks at the same time, I guess, because it's
No, I think those are when RKO started, and he did a bulk import from the Kingfishers or the Triad MP3s.
I think that was
site.
in 2000. No, it wasn't it, because this is already 2001 that we are talking about, and it's November
maybe.
even.
Yeah, maybe. So.
2001
if you
November.
remember, I think they were uploaded at the same time to RKO. I did them obviously at different times. I did Delta first, and then Knuckle Busters was the second attempt.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Like
I don't know if you can remember when we had the was it the Yahoo forums and the old sort of Commodore remix site before Remix 64
whoa.
came
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So that's where the majority of the comments came from. So I presume we only had RKO at that point and we didn't have Remix 64. I could be wrong. It could have just been at the transitional point where Remix 64 was coming online. It possibly was, but wow, those were the days.
Yeah.
when did Remix 64 came in? You know that better.
I
because
do not remember actually.
I think it was RKO first, and then Remix 64
definitely that order. But let me see, remix64.com registered. Registered. Blah blah. When was it registered?
Oh no! Now we are researching.
2002, July 2002.
Okay, so well, not that big difference, but yeah, okay. Well, better to start with a 3-minute long Delta, I guess. On a tour. Before that, you should have done some sort of music if you went after your ears, just like that.
To be fair, I did. Obviously, I didn't do any SID programming. I mean, nowadays there's some really talented SID musicians out there, but there's also some really good tools that allow, maybe even somebody like myself to go in and perhaps do a SID. Who knows? But I think my first introduction to computer music would have been the tracker programs, Pro Tracker and Octamed and all that sort of thing.
And you used both of them, or?
Probably Pro Tracker more than Octamed. I never got away with Octamed. I couldn't. The sound quality wasn't quite as good, and I was happy with 4 channels. God's sake, we'd only had 3 before that.
Exactly, and no samples. Well, 4 with 1 sample track.
Well, yeah. That's providing you know how to use it, of course.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I never used Octamed, but I'm guessing from the name it had 8 channels then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it interleaved the 4 channels, so it kind of got shitty sample quality out of it.
But there
Sounded
were
crap.
really nice example songs that I kept listening to, from
sure.
Cubic Player, and I remember there were very few Octamed modules because then later on the Scream Tracker and the Fast Tracker became way more popular. So that was just a transition period, but
Yeah, it was.
I mean, to be fair, I think before that there was also a GS Sonics as well. If you can you remember that?
No, I do
that
not
one,
remember
no.
that.
Well,
That was a kind of music notation software for the Amiga, and so you had to, you didn't have to understand music, but that was quite nifty to, when I first got my Amiga, I was so underwhelmed by it. Sorry, all Amiga lovers out there, but I had to sell my Commodore 64 to plunder an Amiga. So I bought an Amiga 500 and sold my Commodore 64. And I think I got Barbarian and a couple of the early games, which were graphically they looked really good, but they were not up to much. And sonically they weren't particularly good either. And I remember going into a local computer shop, and they had BMX Kids with the Rob Hubbard title tune on, playing on the Commodore 64. And I was just, oh man, what have I done? I bought this Amiga.
I know the feeling. For me, it was a Spectrum, and then I had a neighbor, or a classmate rather, who had a 64, and we went to visit him, and oh my god, the graphics, the music, I need to have one of these.
Yeah, it's one of them things where, Amiga eventually did, after about 2 or 3 years, when the sort of fad of just sampling a whole segment of a tune, and people realized, you could actually use samples really effectively, and things like the tracker programs came out. Some of the Amiga music really took off. And there's some brilliant Amiga music out there, but initially I was just so disappointed with it. But and the SID will always be king for me as well anyway, so
Yeah, it's got some emotion to it.
And well, if we talk about the early pieces, you had 19 years in between. I think it would be time now to maybe play something else from you, since the first hour was just a warm-up of the show. So if you would pick one track of your earliest pieces, which one would it be?
They're not really that early, are they?
I mean, 2020 is 2001, we talk about 2 tracks. One of them is still playing, apparently, because
rewound it.
that's your fault. Yes. Yeah, exactly, because then I don't feel how we spend the time with the conversation if he restarts the bed, because I can still see it's running, so sorry about that.
But maybe Delta. How
maybe
do you feel
we should
about
show Delta as well. No. But come on, it was made with a PlayStation 1. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So if we go past the sort of those early days, probably I don't know. I mean, Shadow Switcher was the first tune that I kind of got me back into remixing, because it was a really straightforward and simple tune. I think I had a copy of Fruity Loops lying around, and of course, like everybody did during COVID, we were struggling for things to do. So I thought, well, I could give this a bash and see if I can still create a remix, and that's how Shadow Switcher came about. So it's still got a little place in my heart, because I just love the original tune. The original tune, I played the game to death. I'm not very good at it, but the original tune sounds so much like a Lazy Jones tune. It's unreal. It's unreal, and I just love it. It's simple and it's straightforward. And I thought, yeah, I'll give this a blast. So if I had to nominate a tune to play, it would probably be Shadow Switcher.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
we shall show that. And this was your, you didn't do anything else. This was your very first attempt after 19 years.
Well, yeah, I didn't actually touch any DAWs, but in that sort of period of time, I kind of, I bought myself a piano. I'd always wanted a proper acoustic upright piano. And I thought, yeah, this is the time. So I got myself a piano, and it's funny because you start to pick up a lot of musical theory, and whether it be accident or not. And I took lessons for about a year with this this old lady. She was a proper old school piano teacher, and the lessons
with a stick.
they were grim. The lessons. I remember one time we were sitting there, and you go through all the classics like Michael Rowe, Your Boat Ashore, and all of that thing, just when you're starting out learning. And she asked me one time, she said, well, what kind of music do you like? And I thought, well, I'm not going to turn around and say, I'm into Commodore 64 tunes.
So you said PSX.
So I thought, well, I'll pick something that might sort of like be in her era. And I said, I really like the Beatles. And she nearly slapped me across the face. Oh, the Beatles, horrible fornicators, She wasn't keen on the Beatles, so it wasn't long after that I quit lessons. And I took them for about a year, and I learned enough to sort of make me understand like chords and inversions and things like that. And it was a really good footing, actually, just to get that little bit musical background. I would encourage anybody learning an instrument at whatever pace you want to do it is a fun thing to do.
Yeah. I should get back to playing guitar again. It's been too long. I have a bunch of them, and I learn when I need guitar in one of my tracks. I kind of learn snippets that I need, and then I play it just to kind of hear what it should sound like. But then, like 5 minutes later, forgot everything. I couldn't play it back to save my life, basically.
Well, it feels like he's talking to us as well. Yes, it would be nice to play the piano at least a little bit. Like, I'm not aiming for pro level, but at least to play a melody, that would be very nice.
Yeah, use both hands kind of playing.
Yeah, like at least being able to record up a melody instead of pulling the notes. Yeah. That's what I do. But yes, I guess it's... Yeah, so back to Shadow Switcher. This is what we're going to play right now. And after that, we are back. And we will let you know in chat.
nice.
Indeed. What a return after 19 years.
Yeah. What did you do for 19 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Not a lot. I know that I realized at the time that, that some of the remixes, even 19-year old remixes, were great. It's really, really good quality. And I kind of thought, well, I can't compete with that. So I released those 2 remixes for, shits and giggles, I guess. It was just a nice thing to do. But I just went away and I kind of learned piano a little bit. And that was it, really. Like, I mean, not in my life. I did other things in my life. But musically, yeah, I just enjoyed learning the piano. I got made redundant, and I thought, oh, this is it. I'm going to get myself a really, really nice a proper piano. The one I had was over 100 years old. Oh. It was a really nice thing, but it was pretty decrepit, and it was difficult to keep in tune. So I splashed the cash on a Yamaha U3 upright, which is a really, really nice instrument, and it's fabulous. What I like about having an acoustic piano is because I've had keyboards in the past. I just like the fact that you can walk past it on any given day at any given time, and just walk up to it and start playing it. You don't have to plug it in. You don't have to switch amps on. You don't have to prep anything. You just walk up to it and start playing.
Yeah.
So,
And it's a classic piano that you wouldn't want to fall on your head from the second floor.
not even
right?
not even from the first floor. I think.
100 kilos, right? Yeah. Okay. Well,
it is pretty heavy. It is pretty heavy.
That's so cool. Wow.
So, did you do any music at all for the 19 years you were gone?
Just as I say, music. I started learning. Obviously, when you start learning piano, you're encouraged to learn the classics like the Entertainer and things like that. And none of that really, really interested me. It was good to learn the chords and understand finger positions and things like that. So it didn't take me long before I started to move on to C64 tracks and learning the chords for them. And that's kind of like, I just enjoy doing it. I'm not particularly proficient at piano. I can get by. People always ask you the same question. Can you play with 2 hands? That seems to be the, can you play piano? Oh, yes. Can you play with 2 hands, though? So that seems to be the question people ask. And I'm okay. I can get by. And that's essentially what I do when I start a new remix as well. If I can play it on the piano to a certain degree of competency, then it's got a good chance of making it to the DEW,
Yeah, that's kind of one of the steps I guess I'm missing in my workflow is to kind of just jam a little bit. I need to kind of figure it out in my head and then try to kind of pry it out of my brain somehow by moving one note at a time in a DAW. So it's very tedious, a very tedious process to get anything done.
But you usually import the notes.
Yeah, but still, sometimes I don't. Sometimes when you add new stuff in there that isn't in the SID. So, yeah.
I mean, there's some really super talented guys on here who, Romeo Knight and things like that, who would balk at the idea. He has to have it live, and just if you've got that special talent, which doesn't come easy. The guys obviously practice for many, many years, and just fabulous. It's great to listen to somebody who can actually properly play an instrument and record it live. Really, really good.
Yeah, like earlier, the exclusive we played with Rock, who is a very proficient guitar player.
Yeah. Actually, I had no idea JLD made SID tunes. Yeah. So I may go and check them out. It's bad on my part, really. I should know, but because I do still enjoy listening to raw SID music. For shame.
Yeah, it's very nice. Also, just to finish off, that was a question from Barry Leach, by the way. He wanted to also No, what made you return to remixing? Was there a trigger or something?
COVID.
Yeah, but in particular to remixing. Could have just sat there and learned piano, you know?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people, like I said earlier, COVID kind of struck, and we were all stuck indoors for 2 years. What to do? Let's try something. And it was about that point when we started chatting as well, virtual chatting. I think everybody discovered kind of Discord and whatever, you know, Facebook chats and things like that. And groups of people would get together. And there's a few lads that I know, Gildan, was Taz, who's co-founder of Remix 64.
Yeah.
And foolishly decided to invite somebody called Peter Clark along one time. And so Peter joined the chat, and we chat every couple of weeks, and he got to know that I was interested in making this, you know, coming back into the remix scene, and he kind of converted me to buy Reaper as a DAW, and I said I didn't really want to leave FL Studio. I thought I'm quite comfortable here, but bless him, he kind of took us under his wing, and he kind of by hook or by crook, he said, I'll make a Reaper user out of you somehow. and he just spent sort of hours. On Sundays we would spend hours, and the patience of the guy was unbelievable, and a nice way to learn a utility from an old Sid musician, you know, an old muso, you know, who kind of knows the trade and knows his way around so many aspects of music. And that was great. I think that was probably the kickstart. You know, Shadow Switcher on FL Studio was good fun, but getting a little bit more serious, Peter took me through the nuances of using a DAW, and the guy has the patience of a saint, and I probably wouldn't have released any of the more modern tracks that I've done without Peter teaching me how to use Reaper.
Wow, but since Glenn, I have no doubts about FL Studio either. I'm standing aside, like, yeah, sure. I mean, if it works for you, like.
It's like,
wow.
If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, kind of a thing there.
Absolutely. So yeah, whatever works better. But then you kind of started to like Reaper, I guess.
Yeah, I sort of invested in it, and I thought, you know, if I buy the thing, then I've really good, because I hated it at first. Oh, it's a sick dog. It should have been put down in terms of looks. It looks horrible, but it actually it does everything all the Pro Tools and your Cubases do, and it does it with some aplomb as well. Once you actually realise that it's not really all about aesthetics and how a DAW looks, because the bleeding well all sound the same. It's just really what you pump into them that chooses the output, you know. So yes, it looks like a dead dog, but it's a really good app. You use it, Slaygon, don't you?
No, I do not.
We are on
like you, I think it looks like a dead dog from the 90s. So yeah, I have it, I think, installed on one of my Linux machines, at least, I think, upstairs. But I never got into it. I was going to, but then because I was going to install like a virtual machine with Cubase and pretty much the same setup I have here in the studio, but upstairs, like quick access kind of a thing, and it didn't work really well. So I thought, okay, I'll give Reaper a go. But never got into it for one reason or another. I guess I'm rendering too much shit on that machine instead. I don't know.
But he wouldn't install it on his music making machine because of the hundreds and hundreds of VSTs, and he is so afraid that they won't work if he installs any sort of audio software there. So that's not going to happen. Yeah,
I'm still on Windows 7 on that big boy over there.
And because of this. But Peter did a crash course for me as well in Reaper. And then I started to realize that there is definitely more behind the dead dog, but I felt the same way. But then, of course, I think on my end, it was the Steinberg had a very big discount, and we already had some sort of thing. I had an Elements or whatnot, and I could upgrade for a very, very great price to Pro.
You got it with your tractor controller there, I think. The
something,
Elements
I don't know, maybe not that, I don't remember what was that, but the point is that it was on half price, and since when I saw Cubase for the first time, I felt like, ooh, this is it. Like, that feels so right. And I guess user experience won. But when Peter showed off Reaper, that definitely made me think before that, because once you get to know, and if you have a good guide, I guess that helps a lot. Otherwise, you would just struggle for weeks to figure out that this is how I do it. Oh my God!
It's funny, you know, if somebody had told me, you know, sort of 19 years on from those early mixes, or you'll be putting out new sort of remixes, and you'll have been tutored by ex-Ocean musician Peter Clark, I would have just laughed. It's just one of them funny sort of things, you know. It happened, it worked, we got on and we clicked, and he's an old bag of shit at times. Like, he can be a real moan, but he's done me well. He's done me really well. So
he does have a question for you, though. He says, "Do you find it difficult to translate your tunes from Geordie to music?"
Go on, Clarky, lap it up.
By the way, if you want to join us on Discord, you can do so by going to slave.radio/discord. And there's a channel in there called Tomsk Questions if you want to ask this man some questions.
This man, well, there are a lot of questions waiting for us.
Yes, I know.
For this man, so maybe we should get started there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gildan had his first is, I've seen you at some of the C64 music events and wondered who was the best celebrity you ever met, and why was it not Monotrona?
Wow, I would love to meet Monotrona. You know, fantastic. Probably, I don't know how many people know who Monotrona is, but it's a little bit of a private joke for a lady who was kind of like singing in a Yoko Ono style, along with Sid's. And I kind of saw the humor in it. It was pretty harmless.
Pretty horrible, yes.
I was speaking to Barry Leach, and I said, Barry, you really want to buy this album, Monotrona. It's fabulous. So he found a copy on eBay, and sure enough, he bought it, and he took it on a road trip with him. So you're welcome, Barry. Anytime.
Barry to Barry.
Yeah.
What did he say after that?
You'd have to ask Barry, to be honest with you. I'm sure he loved it.
That would be nice. I thought that he got back to you with some response on this, but
I think he did have some idea of the quality issues with it. But you know, it's just good fun. The question actually, if Gildan has asked that question. We were in the Hull, back in time, the 8-Bit Symphony, and we'd had a substantial amount to drink, so we'd had a few sherbets, and we were a little bit late for the concert starting, and it was basically me and Dan, and we were kind of like, the lights had gone down, so it was 2 minutes before the start of the concert. We didn't know where our seats were, and then from out of the gloomy shadows, this huge monster of a man appeared with a sort of beard and a leather jacket and all that. And for some reason, I kind of recognized him, and I just said, "Are you Paul Norman?" And sure enough, it was Paul Norman. Just the guy's a monster. He's huge, but he's quite pleasant. He put up with us two drunkards, and we got a couple of photos taken, and it was nice to people you think you would never ever meet.
Yeah.
You know, am I ever going to meet Rob Hubbard? Am I ever going to meet, you know, Ben Dalglish? You know, all that sort of thing, you know. And luckily, I have managed to do that. It's great to be able to go to these people and thank them for my childhood, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It was before 2001 and before all the bit lives. It was like I tried to explain it. Tell me again, where are you going? Like this concert meetup thing with like old Commodore 64 SID musicians and like what? What are you talking about? But to me, that was like, I don't know, meeting your big hero. I don't know, like a Kiss, or if you're into the more modern things, what's her face, the biggest pop star?
Taylor Swift.
That's the one. That's the one. See, I'm with the times.
So up to date. Yeah, that was kind of the same when I first figured out that there are back in time live events, 2003-ish, and I fell in love with the first Commodore 64 remixes, and then I figured out they do events to dance to and all of that, and then I'm like, I told to my boyfriend, I want to go there. Like, why would you want to go there? It's like, why would you want to dance to C64 music? And I'm like, you don't understand. I need to go there. And then he pulled out his 64, I think, from the cupboard, because he still had his old 64, and we fired it up and we played some games there, which was quite cool because I never had a 64. So yeah, that was really nice. But yes, it's like meeting your heroes. That's fantastic.
Definitely like meeting your heroes. It's exactly like that.
And actually, that was one of the reasons why I initiated the first interviews on Slay Radio, because I was thinking, oh wow, this is a perfect occasion to talk to my heroes. And it's been like 15 years since they are my heroes. So this is so cool.
Yeah, and you did an interview with Matt Gray.
Yeah, that was amongst the first ones.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Matt was quite elusive, wasn't he, to the scene for a while, and then he just kind of seemed to pop back and
release like 150 tracks.
Yeah.
With the reformations. Yeah. But
and I have them all.
Yeah. And then carrying on with these questions here. Maybe we should play some music as well.
Because we've been talking for like 15 minutes now.
Yeah, exactly. Good that you are tracking. We got a Geordie translator as well.
Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you. That was Barry Leach, was
Mr.
it?
Leach.
Yeah.
Yes, didn't need it so far, but it's really handy. Thank you. Let's carry on the timeline. Let's see what we have in here. And
there was a question about Fourth Protocol, which seems to kind of track well with the timeline. So we can ask the question from Barry Leach. Tomsk, your Fourth Protocol track was quite way done. Yeah, I guess he's used a Geordie translator. If you could go back, what would you change in it and why?
I think it started off not having a lot of choirs in it. The choirs were mainly pushed to the back of the original mix, and there was more sort of violin and things like that. But it didn't really express, and it wasn't that powerful, according to Clarkey and Danko. So I just kind of took their lead, and I'm kind of glad I listened to them, because it probably was the better decision to let the choir sort of take over. But prior to that, it had been a lot more sort of violin and string based. But so what would I change? I don't know. I'm quite happy the way it turned out. But originally it was heavily string based. There was the choirs were really kind of pushed to the back. But I was encouraged to bring them forward in the mix. So.
Encouraged.
Strongly recommended.
When people like Danko and Clarkey encourage you, it's kind of like,
there's not much argument to be had there. It's a settled matter.
Okay, so just as a reminder, we will play Fourth Protocol now. I guess this is the first encore track that you have done.
think Fiddly-dum.
That was a
Nice.
weird fiddly-doo.
Yeah, Fiddly-dum with a whistle.
Yes, the whistle was nice though.
Yeah, that was nice.
Indeed. So, fourth protocol, the first encore track.
Yeah, and you said you kind of liked how that turned out, and Kolmar has a kind of a related question. He says, what is the tune you're most proud of?
I probably like the clever music medley. Is kind of my favorite, just because I love the original, and there's a bit of variety in there. There's obviously 3 different games in there, or 3 different tunes from clever music, as they're called. You know, often wrongly cited as Mike Alsop, I believe. For like Wizardry and Fairlight. I think for years people incorrectly credited them, you know, because the credits on the games said the music was by Mike Alsop, but it wasn't. It was by 2 guys, Graham Hansford. I can't remember the name of the 2 guys, but I love that music anyway. It's got its own unique SID sound. I really enjoy it. So I probably like that one the best. So
Okay, we will definitely prepare it shortly. So. But now we have a lot of questions still waiting for us. Oh my god,
a bunch.
a bunch. Oh, Gildan's question as well. Oh, we will get some about these. Do you feel bitter and twisted and betrayed that your best remix, Jordy Sweet, doesn't get the same recognition as your later efforts?
Oh, hey, where's Ace when you need him? Is he's not on tonight? Is he Ace DK?
No, I haven't seen him actually.
No, but he's always. I kind of bumped into him in Hull, but I was so inebriated I can't actually remember him. He was at our table, and that's the unfortunate thing about going to these events and having a skinful and enjoying yourself. So for shame, I didn't say hello to Ace, or not that I can remember. But he's a good lad, and he always seems to request Jordy Sweet. So. But I'm just going to say, it's a Mahoney track, and what a track it is. It was just one of the early tracks, and it was just proper mind blowing at the time. I thought this is a superb track.
Yeah,
and obviously the guy, you know, English is not his native tongue, and he just does this beautiful rendition that himself and he's the female sort of like lead. And I just thought, I think it was at the time of the IRC chats, I thought it would be a good laugh if instead of this beautiful sort of English spoken accent, if we just did it as in a completely raw Geordie accent. And,
why, mate?
Yeah. So I wrote Amanda in, and who's my partner, and I said, "Are you up for this?" And she said no. So I got her to do it anyway. But I contacted Mahoney, and I basically just said, look, he didn't know me from Adam. He'd never heard of me. And I just contacted him out of the blue and said, basically, can you send me a vocalist track? So just like an instrumental. And I told him what I was going to do. And he, within 24 hours, the guy had turned this track around, you know, and just said, here you go. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So what a good sport, and you know, great musician. And of course, I've got a lot to thank him for his Amiga work as well, and all the demos and things. So, nice lad. Thanks, Mahoney. I kind of wish he'd come back and do a little bit sort of like remix work. You know, we kind of miss those old characters, your O2s and your Mahoneys and your Cronbloms and that sort of thing, you know. There's some really, really good musicians back in the day. Yeah.
O2 has kind of woken up a little bit now, so I'm hoping I could lure him back into remixing. So that would be nice.
Yeah, he'll get the seal of approval from me if he decides to come back. I really liked his stuff.
Yeah,
excellent.
Beautiful stuff. Well, there's a reason, I guess, he got Remixer of the Year. I think he won that early on.
When was that?
Quite early on. 2001 Remixer of the Year.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he was wearing a Remixer of the Year T-shirt to the first Bit Live or second Bit Live. No, second in
I think
Brighton.
it was the second one.
Yeah,
I'm sure I
Brighton.
bumped into one.
So what? They got T-shirts?
I think he printed them himself.
Okay. But this is not a bad idea.
No, not a bad idea at all.
We need to think of this.
Yes.
Anyway, nasty, funny questions? Or you would rather not?
I'm open. I'll whatever you throw at me, I'm fine.
Boss Wank is with us, and that means there is at least one nasty question there regarding Jordy Sweet. Tomsk, when making Jordy Sweet, how long did you moan Cheryl Cole to really capture the accent? Fucking wire,
What was that?
I don't even know who Cheryl Cole is.
Me neither, but apparently he does, and I guess some other people might know, so...
Right, okay, so Cheryl Cole is... She's a Geordie who appears on I think it's one of them talent shows, X Factor, and she's got a very distinctive accent similar to mine. She's not as good looking, of course, but
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we did Jordy Sweet, loads of people were asking me who the celebrity was who had employed to do the female lead, and it was just basically I just wrote my partner in. I stuck a microphone in front of her and said, "Yeah, read this in your best Geordie accent, pet," and she did. Yes, she did a good job.
Yeah, it's really fun. Unfortunately, we don't have that. I think.
I don't want you to play that. It's it's back in the day. It's of its time. I think we'll keep that one. It was bad enough listening to Knucklebusters, to be honest.
Oh, but it's fun. It's fun.
I'm just looking around here because you never know, but yeah, it's a bit like he needs to get the old things together, I guess, because he has them somewhere on a hard drive.
Yeah,
behind.
on the server that is currently down. Unfortunately, I have collected all of them on that one. But are you working on something right now? And when can we expect it to be released? If you are.
Oh, I'm a slow and lazy worker. But having said that, at least I've put a remix out, last year, which is more than what you used to have done for a while.
Yeah, that is very true. It's been a while.
So you used to really need to get your fingers out and do a remix, because it's been a long time, guys.
Yeah, it has really been a long time. The last things I uploaded was stuff from my album, I think.
It was this Cinemascapes one, wasn't it?
Cinematic 64. And before that, 2022 was the thing. Yeah, that was not from there. So that was Synapse. And then Black Lamp and Microprose Soccer and Transmission 64 in 2021. But that was kind of it.
Microprose Soccer remix was really good. I still don't hear the original SID. I don't know where you got the SID from. I looked for it because I really enjoyed the remix you did. And I thought, I've never heard this SID before.
No, because it's literally just...
it must be...
it's literally just a 4 second or 12 seconds and kind of 4 notes. That's it. Just
it's really good.
Ding, 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 ding. That's it. That's all it does.
Yeah, you really milked that one then, didn't you?
Yeah, really milked it. I was inspired by Fixoid and Something Stranger, which is based on the same SID.
Yeah, Fixoid, another classic name, blast from the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Meeting these people in social circles it's probably been the best part of the remix scene. Obviously going to events and things like that. I kind of just love that. I love, bumping into bars and sort of, bumping into the odd celebrity, I just kind of love the social circle of it,
Yeah.
I have to get myself to another event soon, possibly X.
Yeah.
Yogi here is
That's
badgering
in
me to
May.
go X.
That's like literally less than 2 months now, and we will be there too. So I wanted to ask, which one is the next event where we can meet you?
I don't know. I mean, I would love to go to X. I think Peter was talking about wanting to go as well. So it would be nice if I had a wingman, just someone to latch along with. But we'll see. We'll see. I would still love to go to this year's X, but we'll see.
If you need a little bit more time planning, there's the first weekend of August. It's the 25th birthday of Slay Radio. So we're going to gather here in Gothenburg and meet up.
I think something like that would be cool as well.
Yeah.
Just to meet faces and put faces to names.
Yeah.
Because people are just, especially on Discord, that people are just kind of names, and you get to speak to them and it's like, oh, I'm the guy who did this remix, or I did this demo, or I'm this graphician, it's great. And we went to the Kenilworth event, the Zap 64 event.
Oh yeah.
And the event was okay. But the best thing about it is just the social side. We just, I really love that. Couple of beers, meet up with some people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
Boswank says, Tomsk, you're cool Veto? What? Thanks for answering. And then he says right after, I take it back, he just called Boz a celebrity.
Yes, I take that all back.
oh my God, Yogi,
No, he's a good egg. He's a good egg, is Boz.
Yeah, he is.
He does a terrible Geordie accent, though. I listened to the show, and the Geordie accent was subpar, I have to say.
I mean, he's from Leicester. What would you expect?
Say no more.
Leicester. Yeah, so I don't know if it's a secret or anything, but the question I asked earlier about something being released, it was Glyn who asked about, said something about a remix of Trap. Is that something you're working on? Or is it a secret, which no longer is a secret then?
It's not. It's I'm like everybody. I'm like yourself and Ziona. You probably got hundreds of sort of half-finished demos and remixes and things like that. That you kind of want to progress with, and one day you might pull them out of the archive and get them finished. But I have got a sort of, I've got the intro to Trap done, but it's just a more or less a one-to-one copy of what Glyn sent me. Glyn sent me a remix of Trap, and he says I'm working on this because Glyn really likes the original Daglish tune, and it's a belter. It's a great stid. And he said I've started it, and he kind of sent me a preview, and I was just like, oh man, this is amazing. This is classic Glyn. It's such a good track. And in usual Glyn style, I don't know if I'll finish it.
Yeah, we heard a lot of that last week.
So I thought, well, basically what he's done, guys, is he's kind of slowed the intro right down. So I've just ripped them right off, and I thought I'll try and do the same thing myself. I'll try and make a really slow intro. So I'm kind of working on that at the moment. But if it goes anywhere, then I'll have to give Mr. Brown a modicum of credit because it's kind of his idea. But he should really finish his remix. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So release at the same time then.
Yeah, he was asking any idea when it will be released.
Yeah.
But I like this. That would be nice.
Yeah, we kind of have that idea with the bubble thing, because I've been threatening of making it like a dark version of it for years now. So now I finally got started. She kind of converted the melody from major to minor. And she liked it a lot, and now I'm breaking it up and doing shit she doesn't like. So I said, well, you do your version then, I'll do mine, and then we'll both release it.
I did not say I don't like it. I just said you broke up the whole thing, so now it's not recognizable.
That's broke it, is what you said.
Well, you broke up. Broke up is different than broke, but yes, okay. You would prefer it that way.
I think you should report to Clarky's office in the morning for reprimanding.
Definitely. Yeah. I think the Clark police will come and grab him or whatnot. So, and Yogeir, who ended up having the second best Amiga remix of Dorothy 2023 behind you, right? So,
What, sorry, was it second best? Was it? It wasn't the best, was it? No, I don't think it was.
but he is asking, "Hi, Tomsk. You look like a bit like young Hulsbeck. Do you own a cap? If so, please put it on." Also, love
I probably do have a cap somewhere, but I just don't have the piano scarf.
No.
So I can't really complete the look.
Ah, true. But you can stand next to the piano and pretend it's a scarf.
Fun fact: your colleague.
I don't know in what world that would work, but
I don't know either.
Your colleague who just came to visit us today, who, by the way, was a sound engineer before, he looks a little bit like there's a resemblance to you, and he wore this typical, what is that you call it, a French hat, that type of hat that is the stylish hat, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Is it a cap?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's some sort of cap.
trilby or something, or
Huh? What?
a trilby or something like that.
I
Trilby
don't know.
cap?
I actually don't know what they are called. And no, it's not a beret.
I call them a French cap because they are this typical.
It's like
not a baseball cap. It's a.
It's like a cap that you can attach the kind of front end to the cap itself.
Yeah,
sort
a
of
little
thing.
bit like a
Like
cap,
Dennis the Menace cap, you know.
Yeah, that type of thing, and it looked great on him. So I guess it would look great on you as well. There you go.
In the interval, I will endeavour to find a cap so I can tend to look like one of the best C64 musicians ever. I met Chris with the scarf and everything at one of the back in times, and just great to be able to turn around to these guys and say, look, thanks for all the great music. And they don't know who you are, and they're just kind of like, I guess a lot of them are overwhelmed that sort of music that they did 30 years ago is still being appreciated, 40 years ago,
Yeah. And Chris, great guy to hang with anyway, so yeah, always generous with his time and all of that. We need to get him back on there.
Yeah.
A new interview. It's been a while.
Yeah, totally.
I think last time we had Andreas with us when we did an interview with him. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
It's been that long.
Oh, okay. My God, that's been a while. Yeah, indeed. Bolo also asked the question. Tomsk is a Russian city. Are you famous there for any reason?
Infamous, perhaps. No, it's Tomsk. Actually, I just needed a handle. I needed a name, and it's actually my older brother. What surname is Thompson, so he got Tomsk at school, and Tomsk is actually, it's a bit of a UK reference, but it's a television program called The Wombles, and one of the characters is called Tomsk, so it just kind of I stole it,
Okay.
unashamedly stole it, just that it's better than Baz or Baza, or I think Tomsk was a little bit more unique, but I own it now.
Is yours.
And then you don't need to deal with the frustrating fact that there are two berries in the project.
It still doesn't matter if when we were on Discord chats and someone would say, "Oh, Barry," and both me and Barry Leach would say, "Yeah."
We get a stereo answer. Perfect.
Yep, definitely that works. And then maybe we want to give a chance for this clever music medley.
Yeah,
Because why not, I guess.
it's an excellent track.
Yep. So.
dilly dum, dilly dum, fiddly dum.
But why?
Why not?
Because we have our guest with us whose track you are butchering in the end. That's why.
I don't think he was butchering. It's just like a little bit of fiddly dum at the
Oh,
end.
let's ask him what he thinks
Yeah.
about that.
Why didn't you put a fiddly dum in there?
I just didn't have the right quality sample. So this is the Chris Hulbeck hat.
Yes, that's
Yes.
the one.
Isn't it?
That's the
Yeah.
one, indeed. And it definitely looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a matter of opinion. I am going to take it off now and readjust my hair.
Yeah, I spent all
I knew
that
I
time
had
this
some.
morning fixing the hair, so need to show it off.
Gone. Aw. And Bolo also added, why are there so many good musicians who master orchestral instruments and why are they all English? It's not fair. But yeah, FS asked actually, and part of it we talked about, but maybe you want to mention other tools as well than Reaper. Which tools, though, VST, etc., do you use for remixing? At least your favorites, maybe, if you have some.
It all depends what kind of project you're on. Obviously, the DAW I use is Reaper. As for VSTs, I've actually started splashing a little bit of cash during the sales and buying a few electronic ones, which I didn't think I would ever end up buying. I got Nexus and things like that. I bought the Beatles Fab 4 plugin, which I really fancy doing like a 60s track. But I'd need to know someone who can play a sort of 60s guitar.
I know a guy. He's a bit grey-haired. He's sometimes on weird Discord calls with some Geordie guy.
Yeah, he might come in handy. And obviously, I need someone to do the drums, so I'll just employ Jimmy Firefox to do the drums.
Perfect.
we could. I would love to hear a sort of retro 60s kind of styled, because I mean, there's loads of different styles of remixes that have come about. I really want. I got that fluffy. Is it Fluffy Audio? They did like a Western Pack VST. That's really cool. That.
Yeah.
So I had the idea of doing a Western type remix, thinking, ooh, this is quite original. And then I discovered Dr. Future's done about half a dozen of them, and they're all really good.
Yeah, and Johan Andersson does a bunch of that sort of thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But yeah, Glyn pointed us to exactly that Fluffy Audio plugin or sample set or whatever. So,
Seems to be popular amongst the
but
kids nowadays.
Yeah, I went through the like a walkthrough of the patches, and they sound really good.
They are.
Yeah,
they're really good. It's not a terribly good range on them. You probably only get maybe a couple of octaves.
Yeah,
if you're lucky.
Yeah,
but it's enough.
Yeah, exactly. You just transpose the things you need, and you're good to go, basically. So, yeah. But it sounds fun.
Also interesting here, I'm wondering if Firefox's question applies to like what they talked before, because that was when Knucklebusters was playing. So Gildan added first, listening to your Knucklebusters here, I really can't copy this accent, I'm sorry. I heard a rumor that you have a photo of Rob Knobhard on the top of your piano leak. Is this true?
Right, so thanks for that, Mr. Gilgrass. That's much appreciated, that question. I do actually have a photo of myself and Rob. It was taken at the very first back in time, I think. Not the very first, the first one that I attended. And I think I was with Glyn at the time. And I was really nervous. I said to Glyn, I really want to sort of go up and say hello to Rob. Because the guy when he lived in the northeast of England, he only lived about 10 miles away from me. So I would have stalked him, you know. Obviously, I would have turned up on his doorstep. But I went over and Kenny Glynn introduced me, and he said, "Oh, yeah, you go," and then he just wandered off and left me. But I got a really good photo with Rob, and I kind of stuck it on top of the piano as just like a little memento, you know.
Nice.
So cool. And Firefox added, I find it very interesting choice of instrumentation, mostly acoustic instruments. Where did you find the idea? And this is what I'm a bit confused about.
That was right at the start. So Knucklebusters must have played at that time.
And mostly acoustic instruments on a PS1. Really? I mean...
Yeah, you'll be lucky. It's the PS1, actually, the PlayStation version of music only had a limited amount of memory. I think on the PC you could bring samples in, which is obviously the one that Glyn was using at the time. Whereas the PlayStation 1 version was extremely limited. And you can remember the little memory cards that you had with the PlayStation, and you pop them in the front. You guys are just too young. So you used to get like a memory card, and in the PlayStation it would save you progress in games, and basically I kind of filled that up when I did that tune.
Yeah. He corrected us, and it's the Battle Squadron remix he was referring to.
Thank you, that was helpful.
Yeah. Was that in FL Studio, Battle Squadron, you said, right?
No, nothing's been done in FL Studio apart from Shadow Switcher.
Yeah,
okay.
After that he switched to Reaper.
Yeah, that's 2023, right? Yeah.
But I mean, Battle Squadron, obviously, it was really nice to see it do well, and it was nice to be part of the Encore team. I mean, a lot of credit has to go out to Firefox and Yogi and Turbo Knight, and basically the whole squad. This has been said before, but it's just really good working with a lot of these people. Never thought I'd ever find myself working and communicating with Barry Leach and Yogi Air and putting suggestions back and forth. But that's kind of what the album did, and talking to these guys was really good fun and beneficial to my remix as well, because I think Yogi Air helped with the ARPs. I know he doesn't like to talk about it. He very rarely mentions the fact that he helped us with the arpeggios on Battle Squadron. Hardly ever mentions it. But and Firefox just kind of mentioned that the drum beat was, although it was decent, he didn't like the drum sounds. They weren't punching enough through the mix, and the guy just went away, and about an hour and a half later he came back and he said, "Have a listen to these drums. Do you think they're any better?" And they went straight in. So really, and that's the collaborative effort of Encore, as well as getting to talk to and speak to these great people, that you've looked up to in the past. Just talking to them, and you just find that they're normal, sort of really nice people.
Yeah.
Who you can have a good laugh with.
Yeah. How often do you meet up in these Discord things? Is it like a weekly thing or monthly?
I mean, we have like an Encore server that Peter set up, and Peter's like the headmaster kind of thing, and sets the rules and things like that, and keeps everybody in order. But we just all release kind of like work in progresses, and we ask each other technical questions. Every day is a school day when you go into some of the the depths of it. You have like some Mordy and things, asking questions and providing advice, and it's just really good. You can just sit and learn so much by being around these people. I mean, Mordy, bloody hell, what a remixer, and to have his kind of knowledge and his music on the Encore album, brilliant. And also, I'm probably not spoiling anything, but we've also got Elman and also Linus as well, who I'm thrilled about. Kind of like I've admired Linus from afar. He's what a great character. Some of his weird and wonderful instruments, and just a brilliant musician all around.
Yeah.
So
I'm really looking forward to what Elman is going to bring. I know what he's going to remix, but for now it's a secret. But I'm really, really looking forward to that.
They also will be at X, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think
Both
so.
of
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
just so you know, in case you would
Just so you
think
know.
of it, still you have
bit of a
one and
carrot
half
there.
months.
Get on a plane already,
Yep.
or a train.
Not that far from you. Come on, you
Yeah,
are
exactly.
closer than us.
Or the ferry.
Yeah, exactly. You have options, man.
Yeah, like not that we are envious. We didn't have a direct flight. It was very cumbersome to actually find a proper flight.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway,
Oh.
what was that?
That was his Discord, I think.
Oh no, that's not Discord's sound.
It's not. It was. It's Teams.
Teams.
I'm using a. I'm using a Works laptop because I haven't got a very good laptop myself. So somebody's pinging me questions at 9:30 at night, and I'm just going to choose to ignore them.
Well, I would be actually surprised if your colleagues would ask questions related to the broadcast now on Teams.
That would be fun.
That would be something. Oh,
It's quite a difficult subject to broach with workmates and anybody outside of the scene. I think people don't quite understand the passion we have, for this music.
Yep.
But we have it, it's infectious. It stays with us all our life from our childhood. I've always loved SID music and Amiga music. It's great. So, but other people just don't quite get it, and I understand that, but.
yeah, I'm secretly dreaming of having a colleague one day, probably at IT department or wherever, who actually knows about all of this.
They probably do. Many of them.
Many of them, maybe.
Yeah, they just don't follow it too closely. They just know of it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, otherwise it seems like a weird thing what we do here, right? But
Yeah, it is. It is a weird thing, but
but it's a great weird thing. So we have also, what is that? That Gildan again. I believe you have disgusting food items in the Northeast. Tell us about the nutritional health benefits of one of these, the beanie. What?
Oh, dearie me. I don't know. Well, how do I answer this? A beanie is like a Geordie tradition. It's sausage, bean, and batter. And I suggested to Gildan one time that when he was visiting, he should really try this because it's very, very nice. And he didn't get much of it down before he ended up spitting it out. So it didn't go down too well, the beanie, as it's called. So.
well, at least I guess it's not made out of intestines or whatever. What is it?
Well, not that we know of.
Oh, it's mystery meat.
I mean, Hungarians make stew of the cock's balls, so
Why not?
that's intestines, technically.
Actually, can I ask you two a question?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
So about sort of like, I don't know, maybe it's 15 years ago, that on the old Remix 64 forum, somebody asked how long has the scene got? How long is this remix fad? How long is it going to last? And people were of different opinions, because obviously if you're of a certain age, you really like this music, but it's quite difficult for new young blood to come into the scene and have the same sort of affection for it. And that was 15 years ago, and I think we're still going quite strong. And what do you guys think? I mean, obviously there's still people enjoy listening to the show, enjoy listening to the SIDS remixes.
Yeah,
How long do you think?
Yeah.
If you think of it, we have quite some people. I think Mordi is very young, Gohanks is very young. Technically, I don't even remember now if they have an opportunity to have like a 64 very, very early on. Or
I don't think they did.
Exactly.
They stumbled upon it later on, I think.
The entrance, most of the people enter from the childhood memories and the games that they played, but this wasn't the case in my case either, because I was joining the demo scene in '98. I was like 14 years old, but I knew that, okay, that's great, a great platform, because there are trackers, and trackers seemed like something I really would want to go for to make music. And 5 years later, I got, from a demo scene, a friend, I got a collection of remixes, and then I started to listen to the originals, but I had no idea about these before, because I only had a ZX Spectrum. So there is an entrance from the other side, where you start with the remixes, and then you realize like how much melody is in there, how rich they are, how fantastic they sound. And then you go back, and then you realize the technical limitations that and everything that was making the SID as amazing as it sounds, and nothing sounds like the SID. And then you just, you can easily twist it backwards as well. And I think this is part of the reason why some youngsters can join in. And you never know who will fall in love randomly with these things. Like, I remember last year in Bergen, after we finished the Saturday evening, and by the way, Back in Time Live Bergen, that's also an event in like at autumn, October, November. What will be the exact date
November,
now?
I think.
November-ish. We don't have a date yet.
No, I don't think we don't have a firm date yet.
There was a guy, and they told me that he was just standing there listening to the set, what I have done at the end of the evening, but he was listening like very, very persistently. And we started to talk with him, and I realized that he was connecting mostly with the Jazz Jackrabbit medley that I have played from Signify, who originally remixed Commodore 64 remixes first, and probably this is why they are called Signify anyway. But they also did a bunch of other remixes, like PC game remixes and whatnot. And I did a medley of them, and he could connect to the PC part. But that was also like an entrance probably to the whole soundscape of other stuff as well. And the guy probably couldn't be older than 25. I think. I think there's no way. Yeah. He looked very young.
Yeah,
so
for my part, I think it's going to carry on for quite a while, because there's something like simple and pure about just having 3 channels to work with. You really need to kind of focus on the good bits. So when you do SIDs, instead of like I do with remixes, just throw everything at it, just kitchen sink and all of that shit, just to flesh it out or whatever. But when you do SIDs, you need to kind of do the bare bones things and get those things working really, really well, which means that the music you create is going to be on the purer side of things. So I think having that as a kind of a challenge, it kind of lowers the entry level to get into it, actually, rather than increases it, because you can start simplistically, like do a simple thing. You only have 3 channels. Come on, it's easy. Just put a kick and bass line in there.
It's always going to sound different to any other kind of music because of those limitations of only having, a SID chip and 3 channels. So it's always going to have a unique sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas an Amiga, you can sample a bass drum or
exactly. Yeah, and the emotion that you can get out of the SID, because if you do, like for instance, with any remix or whatever sample-based things, it's hard to get sometimes to get emotion in there, because you don't really get you don't really work on the individual notes in the same way. Like take a lead on the 64. You know exactly the cutoffs, and you work on the filter frequencies and pulse widths and things like that. You kind of work the thing, the 3 channels that you have. You work them in a very different way, I think.
But I mean, you've got somebody like Elman who can make the Sid do incredible things, which
Yeah, but someone doused him with some sort of magic water when he grew up, so he doesn't count. Same with Linus.
I contacted him one time. He had done some amazing artwork, and he posted it on Facebook. And I contacted him, and I liked the post. Obviously, I said, "Oh, it's really good, but just for once, can you not just draw something shit?" And about sort of 5 minutes later, he PM'd me with a perfectly drawn turd with flies coming off and everything like this. And he kind of said, "Is this shitty enough for you, Tomsk?" So it's really nice of him to do that, you know.
No, but I think it's more about getting people just to notice the SIDs. That's kind of the tough part. Once they hear them and start liking them, like really listen to them, then the game is over. Then they're hooked, basically. I think. So it's going to carry on for a while, I think. As for how long? Nah. I think the old guard, as in us, is still needed. But there seems to be a little bit of a new wave coming in now, so that's very nice to see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, with the demo scene.
Yeah.
They keep telling that the demo scene is dead, like for 25 years now, I think. So
yeah, it's been dead since the early 90s. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's so dead. There are like 1,000 people participating at revision every year.
Yeah,
in Germany next weekend.
That's why the parties are so much bigger now than they were in the 90s, because it's dying.
Yes, very visibly dying. So, wow, really good question there.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah, very nice. How long did you think about that one, or did it just pop into your head now?
It's something that I guess people have thought about for a while, and it's just nice that it's still going, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and ACK just joined us
from Miami, apparently.
Yeah.
He is at a music festival for a change.
Oh, Ultra Music Festival, nice. Yeah.
So yeah. Checking. Oh, yeah. Any chance of you coming back to FL Studio in the near future? Asks Glyn.
He must be getting paid by them buggers. I'm sure he is. I really liked FL Studio. It was intuitive to pick up and learn. But I think once you've learned once you've committed to something, it's really, really hard to turn around. And I know people like Lala use FL Studio as well, and they really like it, and it looks the package, and it looks easy to use, and it's got loads of really nice features. But I'm committed. I'm down that dark road now. That Peter's led me down that dark road, and I'm stuck with Reaper for the foreseeable anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all done. It's very, very hard to switch tools.
Yeah, and if you, like in Glyn's case, why would he need to?
Yeah, very true.
Glyn uses multiple. He doesn't just stick with the FL Studio. I think he does use multiple DAWs, but when you think about it, I mean, it used to be called Fruity Loops, didn't it, back in the day?
Yeah.
And I think they tried to distance themselves from that sort of that idea that you could just do like dance music on it, and I think Glyn might have even had some part in that as well. I think he did some demos for them, and they were kind of blown away by like Firelord and things like that. That he was doing this orchestral music on a dance loops kind of package,
I think he mentioned that he has some sort of an advisory role with them. So he's, I don't know, talking to the developers and whatnot. And apparently they listen to him, which is good.
Yeah. They take feedbacks into account.
Yeah, but I don't remember him mentioning any other DAW other than FL Studio. Maybe you could expand on that.
Maybe he will
at some
listen back to this if he is
Oh,
not
he's-
around. He
point.
is
I think
around,
he is
but
around. Yeah.
yes, but I wonder what he will react to this because he didn't mention anything else but FL Studio throughout the last show. But let's see.
And he
If
says,
he comes
yes.
up with, if he says something like Pro Tools, and maybe he's just trying to blag a free copy of Pro Tools or something like that.
Huh.
And he says, yes, I am on the board, he says.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, but he doesn't say if you were right or wrong. So
Exactly. Strategic omission.
yep, silence. Shall we continue with some music and come back after that, probably for a last round?
Yeah, seems like a good opportunity right now, I think.
And you talked about some sort of exclusive.
Oh, yes. I need to bring that in. Right.
Good that we think
Oh,
about that, right?
I was going to play it from here.
I didn't realize it's so late. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was going to play it from here, but I realized I'm on the wrong account. I do have it right here, though. We do have a work in progress from you. That's not the right one. There we go. That you started working on right around the time Johannes Bjerregaard passed. So you called it Bittersweet. So we're going to listen to that. It's another exclusive, but this time from Tomsk. This is called Bittersweet. A beautiful, beautiful track.
Wow. Woo. That is awesome.
Wow.
And this was the very first time, right, when anyone could hear this tune except you.
Apart from Clarky's heard it.
Oh, Clark, of course.
Of course he did.
Yeah, it's a beautiful track.
Seems like you kept it secret.
Yeah.
It's kind of been sitting for a little while, and it's not finished yet. I asked Clarky to do a quick spit and polish on it because he's got ozone and he knows how to use it. So I just fling him an MP3 and asked him if he'd clean up some of the muddiness. But yeah, hopefully I can get that completed and finished. You know. So, but as I say, it was just. That's no word of a lie. I was kind of like I was in the middle of actually doing that tune when a feed popped up to say that Johannes had sadly passed away, and it's just really awful to hear, and just weird coincidence that it happened at that time that I was working on that tune, you know. So just very, very sad loss, and it kind of reminds you that you have a limited, finite amount of time to do things that you want to do. So I will try and get to some places and meet some people, you know, and enjoy the scene.
Yeah.
While I can. Oh, that's morose, isn't it?
No, but it's good. I think just kind of realizing that you do have finite time, and make the most out of the time that you do have. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because Peter was in the region where I live, and he said he would pop in and see me one time. Bearing in mind, I'd only ever spoken to him online before, and then the car pulls up on a Sunday afternoon, and this absolute fucking giant gets out of the car. The guy's about 6'8" or something. He's monstrous, absolutely monstrous. You know.
Seen the picture, yeah.
Yeah, a gentle giant, of course, but yeah, it's nice to meet people in the flesh. I keep saying it. I keep saying, you know, we had Fred Gray on the first Encore project, and we you know, I've been out with Fred before, and we'd love to do it all again and try and get the kind of old gang, the UK gang, back together, you know.
Yeah.
Because us Brits, we don't travel very well.
Well,
Why
you're
is that?
afraid of the water or something. All the Vikings have scared the shit out of you.
Well, Geordie's know all about Vikings, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's like you guys are definitely close to like things that are happening in Europe. Yeah, so why not traveling?
There is that sort of, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right, Erica. There are, if it's not in the UK, people don't want to know. And even if it is in the UK, some people will say, "Oh, well, it's 80 miles away. I can't travel 80 miles." And yet, when we have these back in time events and, you know, other sort of live band events, people travel from Scandinavian countries and such, you know, and they travel from all over. The first back in time I went to, I was walking down the street in Brighton, and I had a Bruce Lee, you know, the pixelized Bruce Lee character. I had that on as a T-shirt, and a guy walked up to me, and he was kind of g'day. He was, you know, and it was Tony from Australia, and I mean, the guy had travelled from bloody Australia, you know, to get to this event. And kind of we're whinging about sort of like, you know, 3 hours on the train.
Wow. But
Yeah.
It's true. Mm-hmm.
T-shirts make it easier
Yeah.
to start conversations, I guess.
Definitely. Yeah, but yeah, maybe we should have a look at getting T-shirts for the Rotti things as well. It's a great idea. Maybe for next year.
So when is the Slay event? Did you say it was 25 years?
Yeah, first weekend of August.
First weekend
second
of
to
August.
4th, I think.
In Gothenburg, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not-
That sounded great.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's not far away actually, so you can get here by boat if you want to.
If you don't like to fly, but
Yeah.
flying is easier.
Yeah, much easier.
Trust us on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I'd definitely like to attend. As I say, we don't have, you know, as many of these events now as what we used to in the UK. So I think the only option is to go to an X or a Revision or a Slay Radio, just to see you guys, and say hello and let Slaygon take one of these notorious selfies.
Up the nose selfie.
He did selfies
the
before they
selfie.
were cool. So with normal,
with
cameras
with
and
a
whatnot.
proper camera.
Yeah, proper camera without the mobile even. So
Yeah.
these were his old photos, like all around. I think.
Yeah. Started posting them once we got the Facebook page running. Those were among the first ones I posted on there, I think, from the events.
Yep,
They were fun.
indeed. So
We had a great time. We were just saying before this kicked off, just in the audio check, that I think I messed up with, and that's why the show was delayed. People, we were just saying, going to the pub after the event, because I mean, it was strange because the event itself was good, and but it only held your interest for a finite amount of time. And you just wanted to talk to people and friends who you'd met online. And I think we all wandered off to a really dodgy pub called Walkabout.
Yeah. It was.
But it was such a good laugh, Mackie was there, Infi was there, Qued was there, all of the gang, that I hang around with were there. Really, really good laugh that,
Yeah, I still owe Ryan Owen a dinner from the Brighton event. Kind
Right.
of we had dinner and then I fell asleep, so Ryan paid for my dinner. It was the first time I met him. It's slightly embarrassing.
you can invite him for a dinner at X, where actually it's included in the ticket. So everything, free beer, unlimited beer, by the way, and all the food is included, just so you know. So in case you would wonder.
I think with inflation, Slaygon, I think you owe more than a dinner. You probably, with inflation, you probably need to put them up in a hotel. 5
Probably.
stars.
Yep.
Yeah, I can offer him a bunk bed at X. I think that'll cover it.
Wow. Well, that would be something. But yes, it would be lovely to meet you at some of these events, or even all of them. I mean, they are really not far in time and not far in distance.
Andreas Wallstrom is always sort of badgering me. You must come to X, and it seems like my kind of place. I really do admire the demo scene. I have no idea how they do it. I didn't progress much in the programming field myself. So when you see these demos, and they're doing the impossible, sort of like 40 years after the fact.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a bit like the SID scene, I mean, with what Elman does and some of the other, recent composers. They just push and push and push, and you think to yourself, how much more has this poor machine got left in it? The performance demo was just absolutely blew me away. Was that Mahoney as well who did the crunch routine for it?
Yep.
I mean, that was just incredible, and I didn't believe it at first, but loads of other stuff. I'll give your crew a shout as well, Sensor. So I just enjoy watching demos, and the Sensor demo with getting Mackie involved was great.
That was great. I don't know. Have you noticed? There's actually a bonus part after the last part there.
No, I wasn't aware.
Just keep it running. You will hear another voice that you may recognize in there.
but keep it running for like 5 minutes
Yeah,
or something.
just after the last sample part, just keep it running.
Easter egg.
Whatever you do, don't make that clue too obvious as to who that mystery voice might be. Yeah. No, we'll do that. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Worth it.
Yeah, I think we have kind of come to the end of the evening.
So, future plans?
Go to bed.
Well, yeah,
That's a very short-term plan, but okay.
Indeed.
Release
No.
trap.
Future plans, Encore, the next volume of Encore. I've been lucky enough to be invited on board with a similar motley crew with a couple of extra people who I mentioned, earlier, Linus and Elman, massive talent, and I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's that's something to look forward to and kind of cherish in a way. I was quite lucky to find myself on the album in the first place. I think one of the people who was meant to do a track couldn't do it for personal reasons, and I think Danko and Peter kind of suggested to take a punt on me, and I've never let them forget it. I'll hang on I'll just keep doing it, And
Yes, brilliant.
Well,
It was a good pick, I say.
Yeah, and
very good.
you've been through quite a journey within these, right now, 5 years since you have returned, right? Was it 5? No, 4, sorry, because it's 2020. So it's a very steep curve musically that you achieved within this time span. It's amazing. So yeah, if you keep going like this, I don't know. It's I don't know who said this earlier. I think even it was FS commenting, or maybe someone else, that there seems to be a pattern here. People disappear for 20 years and then they come back and they win the Rotti Awards within a reasonable time span.
Yeah, maybe I should have a pause for 19 years and come back.
I mean, there are some great musicians out there at the moment. So we're very lucky, and there's people like Ivan Summerstein who's just knocking remixes out of the park for fun. You should really interview that guy, because I want to know.
Yep.
I want to know how his workflow works, how he manages to get stuff
Yeah, I
down
would
so quick.
love to know
It's
about
in
this.
the plans. It's in the plans.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Hope he doesn't hear
Tim
this
as
now.
well.
And he doesn't get scared too soon, but yes.
Yeah, we'll pick the appropriate time to scare the shit out of him. I think he's fine. He's some sort of like a project manager or team lead or whatever at work. So
Yeah, probably
I think he's
comfortable talking.
I think he's pretty comfortable with these settings anyway. So.
But let's figure
Should be
this out
fine.
privately first before we
Yeah.
just announce this.
Oh, Eivind, when you're listening, jot down in your calendar you're on.
Sorry.
But yeah, I am really, really curious about his workflow as well, because it's insanity. Both him and Fluke. Fluke with 23 tracks and then released the 24th like a week after New Year's, and Eivind with 24. Like, how? What?
But I mean, to be fair to Fluke, he's got a talent for playing, and he's got that great sort of Korg synth or whatever he has, and if he's got the talent to program and play that, then yeah, I suppose you can knock them out quite quickly if you've got that level of talent. But Ivan's obviously doing everything in a DAW and producing it and mixing and mastering, and he just seals them out the door. It's just like a production line of quality.
Yeah.
Bastard.
I agree. Bastard.
Yeah, definitely.
And Glyn says he's curious about Eivind too.
Oh, now it's almost official and we didn't even agree with anything yet. Oh my God.
We'll poke him, and good with some public pressure as well. So
Yeah,
if you want to hear from Eivind, tag him on Discord.
Oh my God, no.
And so he wonders, what the hell is going on over there?
You already said that now, so I don't know what will be happening after this. But
Everyone
yes,
is curious.
yes. Yogeir is typing.
Yeah, it says so right there.
He might want to say something too. But yes, it's well, really looking forward to your next tracks, and you better look forward to your post shortly, because well, soon we will be able to send out the trophies when they will be done. So I hope that it will happen like within probably 3-week time span, kind
Hopefully
of.
so, yeah.
Hopefully so. Yeah, and he is thanking us for the great show. I mean, Yogeir, and says zzz, so probably this is this is a good time to.
Yeah, I think he's pretending to be a bee.
Zzz, yeah, that works. And anything else you would want to message the people who would want to get started with something, or are too afraid to initiate something, or just getting started with remixing?
There's no, I mean, there's no real reason to be afraid. All I would say is that it massively helped me to actually sit down and learn an instrument, and not to a high standard. You can pick up a guitar and learn some basic chords down the farmyard. Even you don't have to learn bar chords. You just have to understand the principle of chords, and then from there you can pick out melodies. And it's just numbers music, isn't it? It just all slots into place. And if you learn a few basics, then soon enough you can find yourself on a roll. Just do it.
Yeah, that was
Do it for fun.
Yeah, that was a way better explanation than I got from Glyn back in 2001 when I met him. I asked him about his fire load, and how do you do it? Well, you just got to listen. He said, yeah, thanks.
Still one of my favorites.
Yes.
Very holistic approach, though.
Yeah, I like it. Short, concise, and truthful. Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you very much for joining us for this. It's been fucking awesome.
It's been a good laugh.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for everyone who tuned in and voted for Jogier's tune to come second. Thank you all. which, by the way, you know, joking aside, Jogier's track is the best track on Encore 500. Yeah, I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I'm not just saying that because he's twice my size and we might bump into each other. You know, it's just a great track. So
He was at X last year too, by the way, just so you know. Should I give you more reasons? Yeah, I hope that Glyn didn't scare you very much before the interview, because he said he would.
I thought I'd get a little bit more abuse, but it just seems Mr. Gilgrass was on form. But you know, everybody else has been quite sort of genteel, even Mr. Leach. You know, so thanks for being gentle with us, guys. Everybody on the questions chat, and you too as well. I kind of knew I'd feel welcome, so I knew I was in a safe pair of hands, other than the technical gremlins, which always happen on a Slay radio show.
Always. It wouldn't be a Slay radio show without
It would not be the same. It wouldn't be the same.
So yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining us, and Tomsk for taking the time and showing us. Oh, by the way, before you leave, could you do a flyby of the racks behind you?
Oh yeah, just show
the
us around, please.
And let's see if I can do this.
Put him on screen.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. So MIDI keyboard on that one as well.
Oh.
Nice. And maybe a 600 on there. 500. That one with the flat keys, I don't know what that is.
That's a Commodore Max. It's really rare.
Okay.
Whoa.
Nice. Wow. That's a collection. Nice.
There we are.
Yeah, so
So you needed about 10 years to do this, make this happen. This collection, I mean, or longer than 10 years. Sorry.
Yeah, and I promise it won't grow any further, Amanda.
That's how it always is, isn't it?
yeah, you promise.
Yes, we know those promises. So thank you so much for showing us around as well. And it's been really lovely to talk to you, and hope to see you at some of the events, or maybe on all of them that are coming up. We never know. And also a big thank you for Rock JLD for providing us the very exclusive preview. Also thanks for your very exclusive preview that we could be the first after Peter to hear it.
It was very sweet.
It was very, very sweet indeed. And yeah, I guess to everyone out there, of course, you know that on other days of the week you can join on Boz Radio to the live shows that they are doing. The next one, I believe, will be Z-Duders on Saturday. And then I guess, we need to probably tell or let people know that next week I won't be here for sure. That much we know. So
I might do something from the production side of things, but that would be Discord only. So if you want to see that, join us on Discord, slay.radio/Discord.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, and then the following week after, that would be the April 11th, right? Then we will be back. No, 4th, sorry. 4th of April we will be back, but not going to be a Thursday show next week on the 28th of March, unless he teams up with Boz or someone, because we never know that.
Or maybe Tomsk.
Or, well, if he visits next week, you never know. So, yes, but once again, thank you so much, really, for everything. Mm-hmm. And hope everyone enjoyed our little chat. Sorry that we didn't play that much music, but this is how it is. Yes. And yeah, definitely hope to see you soon, and hope to see you guys all soon. And I wish everyone a very nice next week, and we see each other the following week. The following week.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you all, and see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Let's finish off with some Tomsk.
Tomsk. I mean, the winner track of last year, because what else we could finish with, obviously.
It's still at 100% on remix64.com.
Well, not a surprise. The best Amiga remix of 2023, Battle Squadron high score of Encore 500.
No, not just last year. It's #1 all time.
Yeah, I mean that is certainly an achievement as well. So, oh my God! But yes, it's wait for your trophy. It's gonna come. I promise.
Sit tight.
Yes.
I believe you.
Thank you once again. Have a good night, everyone, and see you everyone in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Move on. Move on. Move on. Don't make us send the boys round. Help keep Slay Radio alive. Donate on slayradio.org.